Hey everybody, KP here. Oh, my camera's kind of blurry. Let me see if I can clean that for you. All right, there we go. It's a little bit better. Let's see. There we go. All right, so it's been a while since I've done a cemetery video. Hopefully my car is okay where I parked it. I am at a new cemetery to me. New in that I've never been to it before. I've heard of it, seen videos about people doing work out here and volunteers and stuff, but I've never actually been here. And they close soon, so I'm only going to do a quick walk through. It's kind of a large cemetery, so I definitely won't get the whole area. But here you go. Turn it around. There we go. I've got my chat GPT on here. The AI voice version is in my ears. He thought I was talking to him. I'm just talking away. But you can see here some of the immediate issues with the lichen growth. It's like everywhere. So first thing I noticed when I walked down here, and you can see here some major damage on those metal pins. This Granddaddy Longlegs in there. Can you see him? Hi, Granddaddy Longlegs. Oh, there's another one here on the stone. Little fuzzy guys. And another one. Weird. You see that? Maybe they like these stones. Okay, somebody has to tell me, do Granddaddy Longlegs eat stones? Sounds like a ridiculous question. I don't think they do, but yeah. Well, that's good to know. Keep an eye out. Let me see. I'm actually going to put an alarm on so that I give myself time to walk back up to the parking area. Let's see. We'll do about 40 minutes, and it'll give us 15 minutes to walk back. And this is the Blandford Cemetery, I believe. I didn't realize they had so many very, very old burials here. Hey, look at that. Anybody familiar with this guy? Oh, the grass is squishy over here. Gross. See this grave marker? Anybody familiar with that? I always love these kind. They're my favorite. They're like hollow on the inside. They were presented as like a cheaper version of like the really nice kind of granite monuments and things. I forget what they're called. White bronze? What were they called? That's what I was asking because I can't remember. But they all have this sort of bluish color to them. They really stand out in the headstone. In the cemetery. Even though this cemetery is kind of like dirty. Some of the headstones, like those in the back over there, kind of look blue, like behind it. But it's just because of the debris and stuff that's on them. Let me see. I was gonna look them up to see. Maybe it's not white bronze. Yeah, that's it, white bronze. I remember it's called white bronze, but it's not made of bronze. It's made of like zinc, which is pretty funny. But you don't see a lot of those in cemeteries. Oh man, this pathway. I guess that's supposed to be like a sewer drain. Yeah. Wow. That's different. So I've never seen this before. It's got like these metal braces on it. It looks like the stone is literally just sitting in it. Not that it's doesn't seem to be like attached to the stone at all. The stone is literally just resting inside. So it's holding the stone in place upright so people can see it without like being invasive to the stone. It's like they put in these little metal brackets here to hold it in place, specifically in the areas where it's broken, which that's an interesting idea. There's another one. This one is missing the top part here. But you can see the little brackets holding it there. And come around, look at the back of it. I wonder how that is put into the ground. Like, does it have a deep metal base that goes into the ground? And how much weight can those things actually support? And is there negative impacts to the stone? I don't know. I imagine the metal gets colder than the stone. I don't know if that has any issues, and maybe in the summer it might even get hotter than the stone. Again, don't know if that matters. But it could. So I wonder, like, if ice and stuff actually freezes to the metal but not to the stone, could it actually cause impacts to the stone? They have several stones out here that are braced up like that. I've never seen that before. Pretty cool. Oh, neat. Look at that willow tree. That's cool. I'll scroll down a little so y'all can see the names and information on the stone. It is cold out here. My goodness. Look at this. I'll zoom out a little. It's pretty tall. Mind you, we're all on a hill here. All of this goes downhill, all the way down to there. I love these little circle, like oval shaped stones. They're so cool. Trying to see if you see a name. It says cem-ex something. I don't know. Cornelia, S.A. something, Cornelia Plumber? I don't know. Very difficult to read. Alright. move on. And I do apologize, you're going to have my shadow because the sun is literally setting right now and it's behind me. It's a big old chunky guy. I definitely will be coming back to this cemetery, I think. I didn't realize how big it is because this is just one side of it. There's actually a lot more. And I totally will not get through it in one day. So, especially not with the 40 minutes that I have. Oh dear. We've got a hole breach. I would guess they have some kind of digging rodents in there along with some ground settling issues, perhaps a failing vault or something. It's a 1907 burial, so yeah. At least that's an easy fix in regards to like the care of a cemetery. Doesn't take much. Just fill in the holes, basically. That's all you can do with those. There's a red granite one or pink granite, whatever color. Alright, let's go this way. And hopefully you can hear me. I got my little furry thing on my mic. I'm trying it out since it's off and on windy today. Like every time I visit a cemetery, it's super windy. So yeah, I just want to make sure you can hear me. I'm talking louder than I usually talk, but it's okay because the cemetery, at least this part, is completely empty. It's just me. They must have a problem here with the ground because it is so wet down here. I can't imagine that it doesn't impact the headstones. It's coming to look at this guy who's missing the top. Beautiful marble marker, kind of off center, you can see there. This side, that little ledge like on the side there is much narrower than the ledge over here. So we've got our center of gravity kind of off. What is that? Like a wheat sheath? I can't even talk. The top part there is also off just a little, needs to be recentered. And then we're missing our whatever was up there, urn or who knows what. Don't know. It could be down here on the ground, buried somewhere, who knows. We've got the name of the stone carver, I suppose. That's cool. And then I was looking at this guy over here. He's fallen and can't get up. Help, I've fallen and I can't get up. We had some pins in there. Looks like somebody took them out. Maybe they're preparing to do some work. Of course, the pins there, completely gone. And that's exactly where the brakes are. We've discussed in the other videos, you know, it's a common problem. Those metal pins hit a freeze-thaw cycle. It's a little bit different from these stones, and that metal gets rusted and starts to expand and create a mess inside the stone. And every time it does that, it breaks away little bits and pieces of the stone until we lose these giant chunks. And I know I didn't explain that well. I've explained it better in other videos, but that's okay. Kind of rusty. Haven't done this in about a year, so been focusing on school and working on my master's degree. That is very cool lettering, though. Get a little closer so y'all can see that. Look at that. It's like little whirls and swirls around it. It says April 16th, 1869, I think. That's kind of cool. Yeah, let's keep on keeping on. Oof. I do apologize for the wind. It's picking up right now as we speak, as I speak to you. It's like a draped urn on top there. In memory of Louis C. Wright. Let's see, he died 1899. Wow. We got Annie, who died in 1869, and Nellie, who died in 1883. These are some old burials. I didn't do any research on this cemetery as usual, so I don't know anything about it other than the name. Look at that pretty bird. I guess that's a dove on a, maybe a branch. I'm guessing the biblical olive branch. We have at the bottom that, cracking there, and if you look real close, you can see there's a metal pin coming right up the middle that's rusted out, like we just talked about. So that stone will lose its base eventually. We can see here the ground settling on this hill has caused this stone to sort of shift. Let's come around the front. Well, we're facing the sun. I do apologize. All they really need to do is level that out. It's just slightly, ever so slightly off. Looks like they might have leaned it back a little because as the ground settles, it's going to settle downhill. So if you actually lean the stone into the hill, it gives it a little more time. You know, as the ground settles and the stone slowly shifts this way, it'll take longer for it to sort of fall off the base. So this might have been done purposefully to just give that stone a couple more years upright before it falls over. And if someone, stays on top of it, continues to watch over it, it'll be fine. This is interesting. I've seen these little metal bars in various cemeteries just holding on to the eroding hillside for dear life to try and keep burials in the ground. Because this kind of thing, if it erodes away, that's easily like a foot, maybe a foot and change in some areas that, could technically, potentially, partially unbury something. A lot of people think of burials as being 6 feet deep, but a lot of times the older burials actually weren't 6 feet deep. I've been in some cemeteries where they were 3 feet or 2 feet. So you have to be very careful with the ground erosion. Let's keep on walking. This is all raised up here, so I'm sorry if you can't see much. And it looks like we're walking against the burials. They're all facing the opposite direction of us. There we go. It looks like this cemetery is just bounded by a wall of trees on this side, and the opposite side of those trees is actually housing. Oh, look at this. Wow. It's another one of those white bronze ones, but it's huge. I've never seen one like big like this. That is so cool. Totally gonna take a picture. Let's see if I can get a good picture with my new camera. Got a new phone. My old one had some issues. It's another Granddaddy Longlegs. They really like this space. But had some issues with the old phone, got a new one, and the camera on this one is taking some adjusting to. So I apologize if it takes me longer than usual to get pictures. It's just the way it is. these are so cool because these little rivets here, or whatever they're called, you can just pop those out, and this whole plate here comes out, and it could easily be replaced. Well, probably not now because I don't think there's anyone doing these anymore, but back in the day they could easily be replaced. And that was great because then you didn't have to replace the entire stone when there was a problem. It's an odd sound I just heard. There we go. And this is just beautiful. I have never seen one of these white bronze ones that is so large and so tilted off of balance. That's all right though, it's still beautiful. You can see that telltale blue sign really stands out as compared to the one next to it. That's that blue sign, blue color. All right, let's keep on keeping on. Got a, let me see there. Look at some of the iconography over here. We'll see some very, repeated symbols. I don't know if you notice the exact same symbols, the rose, the clasped hands on several of these stones. There's another rose. Oh, this one is a wilted, I guess, bud. Those usually represented, from what I understand, they represent like a young life that hasn't had the chance to grow, like because it's still the bud. There's a whole like study of flowers in cemetery iconography and like what it means. There's something about like the fully open flower, like someone who's lived like a long full life or that kind of thing. I'm not an expert in that. I've attended several classes in it. It's fun to learn about and to think about, and it's interesting because what people say about those symbols and what they mean does not always hold true, but it is for the most part usually true. Look at this, looks like a giant egg. See that? Oh, and I'm seeing something that looks like a animal. Is that a... My first thought was like anteater? I don't know what that is. Anybody know what that animal is? Get a little closer. See the head of it, the ears. It's got a tail. Cow? Sheep? I don't know. And there's one here too. Looks more sheep-like. I know that a lot of times people like to get sheep and put them on the headstones. And a lot of times those things erode to look very strange indeed. Have a Masonic symbol here. Who is this? James H. Son of J.E. and Ann R. Harrison. That's a lot of information. It's even got some information carved down here on this second stone. I can't read it though. Probably the name of the stone mason. Yeah, you can still see that white bronze one from here. It really is standing out. All right, and then our burials just sort of peter off back here. There's a couple of lone ones I'll go and visit since we have a couple minutes left. Head on downhill. I don't know what these are out here too. There's some like off in the distance. I don't know if those are burials. They look very similar. They could just be marking like plots or something. There's one here. I'm gonna look at it and see what it says before I go check that one out. Let's see. Oh, it says Confederate dead 18. Oh, that's not 18. 188-6585. It's very hard to read them. Very hard to read. Oh, the ground is super squishy. Okay. We have another one. This is very interesting, fenced in sort of burial. Just a singular burial spot. You can see that this stone is also braced up like the ones we looked at before. It also has like this pipe. I'm guessing that is to hold a flag for because this is a Confederate burial, so for soldiers to hold a flagpole, a little small like commemorative flag in place. They try to put those out of the way so that they're not very insulting to people's eyes as they walk through a cemetery. It's out of the way so that lawnmowers and stuff don't run them over and call or make them into trash, that kind of thing. It's interesting repair. I don't know what that is. Some kind of putty or something? I don't know. All right. Off we go. Up the hill. Apologize if you hear me breathing. Try to keep it quiet, but it's something I have to do for life. But I'm also out of shape. Walking up hills is not something I've been doing. Here's another one. We could read 1861 to 65. So maybe that's what the one down there says, but it didn't look like it. Oh my gosh, I'm just noticing. There's burials all the way back there. Like through the trees. I would definitely have to come and drive around, I think, next time. All right. Sorry about the look into the sun. It'll be out of our eyes in a second. All right. Look at that. So we've got this weird growth. Look at that. It's like smiling at us. It look like a smiley face. Yeah. Very strange. You know, my take in the past has been that, we don't necessarily need to clean headstones and stuff unless it's serving a specific purpose. Check out my other videos if you want to know my full thing about it. Not going to get into it today. But I have heard that some of these lichens and mosses and things that grow on the stones actually eat the stones. I have literally never seen that, but I have heard people say that they do. I don't know how long you have to leave them on there before they do that, and I don't even know if this is the kind that does it. I cannot remember, in all truthfulness. So do your research if you're going to, deal with some of those things. Find out if the kind you have is a kind that's damaging to the stone or one that is not going to do anything to hurt the stone. Let's see. My major concern is if the stone is cracked and it's growing in a crack, it can make the cracks like bigger. But if the stone is fully intact, I don't have a huge issue with it. Oh, the sunlight is in our faces. Sorry, guys. Just looking at the breaks in the stone. It's interesting. There's a lot going on over here. I'm not going to walk under all of these magnolia leaves that are dead on the ground. It's chilly, but there could still be snakes and stuff about. I have a really good gift for sneaking up on little nests of sleeping snakes, so I'm going to be careful and stay out of those areas. Let's see. Look up here. I think what I'm going to do is walk up this hill and just get an idea for how big the space is. Oh, wow, look. You see that on here? It's hard to see the colors from here, but the stone looks like that sort of pink granite, and then it's got like the green stuff growing on it. It looks really unusual. All right. Oh, wow. What in the world? That giant gate down there. Snap. And it's cemetery all up that hill this way. Looks like it might be Confederate burials. I'm seeing a lot of like Confederate flags here and there. Also POW flags. So maybe it's a Confederate / POW cemetery space. Could be. Interesting. It says our Confederate heroes. That's what's on that big giant gray fence down there. Oof. Which is interesting because it's Confederate soldiers over here too. So, I don't know. All right. Okay, I see more stuff this way. Man, this place is super hilly. If you want to get your steps in, your exercise, your knee workout, whatever, this is the place to do it. Gosh. Whew. This stone kind of stood out to me as I was walking. It's missing like the stone that would have been there is this piece that's laying flat here. You can see where the metal pins would have been in this guy with those metal pins there. So this guy probably fell, and then instead of trying to fix it, people just sat it here in the front. Serves the same purpose. You can still read it. It's not as protected from the weathering, but that's okay too. It is cracked pretty badly, so probably they would lose a lot of the stone trying to fix it. There's like one major crack that goes like clear across, but then there's like, I don't know if you can see it, like right there is another crack. So if they tried to lift this up and do something to that, they could lose that whole chunk. On the sides here, there's multiple cracks. Those aren't as deep as the one I pointed out in the middle, but if you were lifting even very carefully, there could be a lot of damage to that stone. So maybe the best case is to leave it there. I don't know. Those are the kind of decisions people have to make in a cemetery. There's another one that's braced in metal. I'd be very curious to learn about that. If anybody has experience doing that, I'd love to hear about like why you do it, how it helps the stone. Why is that like the preferred method over using, mortar to repair the stone? Seems like mortar would be cheaper, but I don't know. With that kind of method, you probably could fix the stone year round, whereas with mortar, you might want to wait till temperate weather. This is really interesting. Another stone that's fallen off of its base here, my feet, sorry, and it's just been laid flat. Really cool looking. I wish I could see the whole thing without all the dirt and stuff on it. They have some unique stones here. Really, really nice. I don't know if you can see through the trees here, all across there. That's all cemetery. Like all of it, so far over. I can't even zoom in far enough for you to see. So, lots and lots of cemetery here. We've got nice pathways laid out for walking. This is like really well maintained. Everything is super neat and taken care of. I can tell people put a lot of work into this, and this is like a more historic section. And you could see the work that's happening. Yeah, it's nice to see. And I think people are more appreciative and more, what's the word? They're more lenient, I guess, with a cemetery when they see that work is being done. It's different if you come out here and the grass is 12 feet tall and the headstones are all crumbly and whatever. But when you can see that people are trying, that changes folks' perspective. These are so interesting. They have so many of these like little cradle looking graves or burial spaces. Look at this. Wow. Show you all that. There's a lot going on here. So we've got the weeping willow tree. Behind it is a symbol for the Order of Odd Fellows. I don't know what this hand is. A hand with a heart in the palm, and then over here is a sun with the eye in the middle. I don't know if that's connected to the Odd Fellows. Maybe someone else can tell me. This is for William Blanks, only son of J.B. and H.W. Blanks, died October 10th, 1860, aged 30 years, 11 months, and 11 days. Wow. What does it say? Green be the turf around thee, friend of my early days. None know thee but to love thee. None named thee but to praise. A father and mother and wife and child are left to mourn their early loss. Oh, the carving on this is beautiful. It almost looks like it's digital. It's crazy. Really, really beautiful. Excellent artistry. Beautiful work. Speaking of beautiful, look at this metal work. Look at that. That is gorgeous. Wow. I don't do metal like that nowadays. Definitely don't. So beautiful. Very gothic feeling. Nice. Let's see. We have a open book. I'm not sure what kind of flower that is. It's like little flower buds or something hanging off of a vine. Hey, it's a horseshoe down here for good luck. Let's see. Such unusual. Let me see if I can get closer to that. I hope it's okay if I step up here. It is open. But let me zoom out. Look at that. It says IOU. And then it's got like a little like wheat thing going around it. What in the world is that? Anybody know? Is that like some grave humor, or is that like a headstone somebody didn't pay for, or what? I don't know. I've heard of places that, like nowadays, oh, weird. It's very strange. I've heard of places that they will actually like rent you a headstone, like rent the family a headstone, and then if you don't pay, they literally come back to the cemetery and take the stone. And so you just show up one day and it's gone. Just like that is so messed up. Like, don't put the stone out there until it's fully paid for. You know, I'd rather that than to place a stone and then suddenly take it, because you mess up people's memories of where someone's buried. It's very disconcerting in a place where like all the headstones pretty much look the same. I'll notice, I don't know if you can see over there, it's a ton of like individual burials, very neatly laying out in like rows and columns. Whereas over here, we have the more separated family burials, group burials, things with curbings around them, or copings, whatever you want to call them. Things like over here that are fenced in, stuff like that. So you have nice groupings. All right, I've got about 8 minutes, so I'm gonna start heading back to the front. Let's walk through these lanes here. Whew. Oh, it's a brick road. Follow the red brick road. I do not like walking through these thick leaves. This is the most direct path. They do close at 4 and there is a gate, so I'm gonna have myself out of here by 4. Oh, this road is just, gosh, I don't know if you can see that. If I get really low, can you see the damage? Not really. It's a safety hazard, that's all I can say. Oh, check this out. Oof, oof, oof. Okay. Look at these. Makes me wonder if these are bells. Could you imagine if the wind blew and those things just all started ringing because they're all around the burial plot? Oh, that would freak me out. In general, I'm not usually afraid or scared in cemeteries, but sometimes sounds just have a kind of creepy feel to them. When you're in such a wide space, it's quiet, you know you're the only one out here, and suddenly you hear a ting-a-ling-a-ling. Yeah. Wow, look at this guy. Oh, Eliza, this lady. Ooh. That one's from 1858. There goes my timer. I got 6 minutes to get back. It's right there though, I can see it. All right, so here you see there was a tree. Looks like either they cut it down or it like rotted away and fell. But it did some major work to this ground before that happened. The ground is like really messed up. It's a giant hill. Yeah, you can see inside it's just like a husk of what once was a tree. They do like their willow trees out here. Oh wow, look at this fence. I've never seen one like this. It's made to look like logs or trees that have been cut off, like the branches have been cut off. That's so cool. It stands out from like all the other metal work that's happening out here. Let's go around this side and have a gander. Let's see. What is that? Oh, I guess this is like the entryway. So we have one half of it, and there would have been another half coming down to here, and then there's the actual gate entrance. That is so cool. I bet that was beautiful. Oh, I'm tripping. These trees are dropping branches everywhere. Okay, here's a larger one where they braced it up. Oh, hold on. I just had to look at this. It looks like a chess piece. I don't know if you can see that very well in the light we have left here. The sun is definitely setting. It is no longer up in the sky. Okay. This is what I was talking about here. You can see it's braced at the bottom. And then it had some repair work over here in the corner. Looks like it cracked there and across here. That was epic cracking. Really great. And it looks like, doesn't look like they put anything on it, like mortar wise. Maybe in here and in here, but it's hard to say. It could all just be held together with gravity, which is why they have it braced. There's a bunch of like stone fragments down here. Wow. Look at this tree root that's grown up like a giant ridge going through the ground. That's at least a foot up in the air. That's crazy. All right, let's head on towards the front. Get ourselves out of here. Oof, 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 oof. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. It's a really quick one, quick old walkthrough. It was nice to visit a new space, and I'll come back here, I think. There's so much more to explore. So I will check y'all back next time. Peace.